Okay, welcome to this meditation on cultivating peace. I'm Molly McCandless. When I choose my monthly meditations, I kind of tune into what's happening on the planet and maybe what some of my personal sessions, some of my clients are going through. And just with everything on the planet right now, it felt like cultivating peace was a good topic. So, in this meditation, you're going to look at your energy and clear anything that's keeping you from creating peace in your life. Then you're going to create a space for yourself, like a visual of a room where you can go energetically and surround yourself or sit in that vibration of peace anytime you need it. As most of you know, this is an active meditation, meaning I'm going to guide you to create images to look at energy, and I'm going to walk you through the steps. For those of you who are new, just follow along as best as you can. You'll still get the benefits of being in the meditation, even if it moves a little bit fast for you. All right, if you have any questions, I will stay on afterwards, so you are welcome to ask. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Make sure your back is straight, your feet are flat on the floor, and your chin is level. Oftentimes, if you lay down or get, sit too relaxed in a chair, you may fall asleep. And if you can, imagine that you can pull your energy around in back around you. And what that's really referring to is pulling your aura closer in around you because our aura spreads out throughout the day. So if your aura should be 2 to 3 feet around you on all sides, sometimes I just actually take my arms and scoop it in, or I just imagine that I can just pull my energy back in around me. So your aura is kind of like the egg-shaped bubble that sits around you. So imagine that you're sitting in your aura, which is basically like the shape of an egg. And for those of you who use grounding cords, go ahead and release your grounding cord and create a new one in present time. If you're not familiar with a grounding cord, it's simply a line of energy that connects your physical body to the planet and allows you to release energies that may come up for you in your own life, but specifically in this meditation. I like to use the visual of a hollow tube, and it just kind of plugs in to my body at the base of my spine. And that hollow tube goes down through the layers of the planet. Don't overthink it. It goes down through the chair beneath you. That hollow tube will go down through all the layers. And then it plugs into the crystalline core of the planet. It'll just anchor in. And so once you have that grounding cord attached at the base of your spine and in the center of your planet, excuse me, in the center of the planet, see if you can expand it out to encompass your hips. So if you make it a little bit wider, it makes it easier to release the energies that you're going to be working on releasing out of your physical body in the beginning of this meditation. So see if you can stretch that grounding cord out to encompass your hips. And as you do that, it widens out in the center of the grounding cord and at the where it plugs into the planet. And the more you practice this, you can create a grounding cord within seconds. And know when you create a grounding cord, it's going to work with gravity to help you, like literally decide what energies you want to release. And some of you may even be able to feel a tug on your body as the energies that you're choosing to release go all the way down through the grounding cord. And when that energy hits the center of the planet, it gets recycled. I'm going to ask you to tune into your body and sense if you're holding on to some energies to release down that grounding cord. I'd love to start with the energy of stress. So if you're holding on to stress, tune into your body. Where do you hold your stress? It could be over your entire body. If you don't know, you could start at the top of your head and release the energy of stress all the way down your body, down through that grounding cord. Release it off your jaws, your shoulders, your back, maybe your gut, hips. Release the stress off your legs. Release the busyness of your day, maybe the energy it took for you to get here to this meditation. So release any of that and any uh, just any demands from your day. Any fears or worries, release those out of your space. Because this is a short meditation, if you repeat this process for yourself, I suggest that you take several minutes to tune into your body and release anything else that you're feeling. So, if you rush a technique, you'll probably get rushed results. So, the longer you can take, or a few minutes at least, to release on your own time, you might want to go back and do it. And this is something I do every day, especially every morning or in the evening to release the energy of my day. All right. Once you release, you need to collect your energy back from wherever you left it throughout the day. If you're not used to collecting your energy and bringing it back to your body, um, it could be days, weeks, months out around you. It could be out in the astral. You may have some energy projected out in the future. So tune in and think about where you've left your energy in places and spaces, in work, with people, through electronic communication. To collect your energy up and bring it back to your body, it's very simple. Above your head, about 6 inches, create the visual of a large, warm, golden sun. And that sun has the ability to magnetize your energy back, and it is directed into that sun. So if you think about it, if you're pulling your energy out of a person's space, their energy doesn't come back when you're calling your energy back. And I like to think of it going into the sun as almost like a filter. I see my energy come back as a color, like a vapor. So however you like to do it, or just postulate your energy's coming back, see if you can collect it and direct it into that sun above your head. And then to bring that energy into your body, bring that sun in through the top of your head, and see if you can start to fill your body in and saturate all your cells and organs. It'd be like taking liquid gold and filling it in a glass. It fills up from the bottom to the top. So imagine that you're pouring that sun in through the top of your head, and it starts to saturate your cells and organs, your toes, your feet, your lower legs. They're all being saturated with that gold energy up your legs, your torso. Saturate your arms down to your fingertips, up to the top of your head. And a reminder, that's your vital life force energy. So if you don't collect your energy and bring it back to you every once in a while, ideally every day, ground and release, replenish, you're going to be very depleted because your energy is going to be out in places and spaces, and that means you don't have access to it. Okay, really good job. Now you're going to look at the space for cultivating peace in your life. To look at energy you're wanting to clear, you need a space to look at that information clairvoyantly. So I'm going to walk you through the steps. First, you need to create a space to view this information. So that's how a clairvoyant will look at information, is on what I call a white blank viewing or reading screen. So about a foot in front of your head, create a white blank screen. It's maybe a foot wide, a foot tall. I like white because I think it's easier to see energy clairvoyantly on a white screen. So create your screen. And to the base of that screen, you're going to create another grounding cord, just like a hollow tube that's going to hold that screen in place. So it plugs into the base of the screen, goes down through the layers of the planet, and plugs into the crystalline core. And that may sound odd, but sometimes if an energy doesn't want to get cleared, off the screen, or the screen could actually kind of move around. Like, why is my screen moving around? Maybe there's an energy that doesn't want to get cleared. So just having that screen anchored, and then you can look at it any time to look at a symbol. You just create your visual of the screen. Okay, in order to look at the energy we're looking at tonight, I'm going to have you create in the center of the screen a clear bubble. So this is going to be the symbol you're going to use to look at the energy of peace. So as you create this clear bubble on the screen, have the thought that it's holding the energy of your ability to create peace in your life. And the reason why you have that intention is because once you create that symbol and your energy goes into that space, you might see textures and colors light up in that space. Energy is held in colors and in textures. So if you see a lot of high, bright colors, well, that's wonderful, because that means that you can already see that you can have peace in your life. And we'll look for specific energies that might be affecting you. But if you see any darker textures or colors that don't belong, crunchy, sticky, dark, that's energy that's affecting your ability to create or hold that space of peace. And so those are energies that you're going to want to release. And I'll call out some specifics in a moment, but let's give it an overall release and clearing. So to release the energy out of this symbol, one more time, you're going to create the symbol of a grounding cord or a hollow tube that plugs into the bottom of that bubble on your screen. So you have a grounding cord on your body, you have one on the base of your screen, and now you're going to create a separate grounding cord on the base of that bubble, and you're just going to read the energy out in front of you on the screen. So create that tube, or that hollow tube or grounding cord, from the base of the bubble into the center of the planet. And then again, gravity will assist you in releasing energies out of this symbol. So kind of see if you can take a neutral look today on this day, which is today is the 5th of February. What energies, textures, or colors do you see in your space to be able to cultivate peace in your life that's affecting it or impacting this energy for you? And whatever you see, just give it a hello, a nod, I see you, and then basically send it down the grounding cord on the bubble, and make sure that it goes all the way down into the center of the planet. That's releasing the energy into the center of the planet. And we'll go through a few right now. We could probably spend an hour just going through different vibrations that might be affecting you. So I'll name a few for you to look for and release. And if you know there's more, or a different day there might be something else, you can go back and repeat this. The meditation will be on YouTube by tomorrow for you to access and clear more. All right. One of the energies I want you to look for in this space is the energy of other people. So there may be a lot of people in your space that are distracting you or disrupting your ability to create peace and find peace in your life. Friends, families, partners, co-workers, it could be anybody. So look with a neutral view of your bubble, who is in that space. And if you see someone in there, go ahead and send them down the grounding cord on the bubble. It does not hurt them, it just clears them out of this space. And if you think about it, if you are one who knows how to create a space for peace in your life, you may have people want to jump in your space to be in your peaceful energy. So that might be another reason why it's not just that they want to keep you from doing that, or somebody could have affected your day that's throwing off your ability to have peace. It could be they just want to jump in your space. So it's always kind of good to see who's in there and just say hello to them and send them down the grounding cord. Okay. The next energy is because you're all sensitive and there is so much heavy energy on the planet right now, not just in the US, but abroad, fear, fighting, whatever that is. I want you to look in your bubble and have the sense or view any of these heavy energies that are coming up from the collective energy of the people on the planet and see if that's affecting your ability to create or cultivate peace in your life. So it's kind of like that global energy. If you're sensitive, you are probably going to be feeling these energies. So look in textures and colors and send it down the grounding cord. And I think when there's a lot of disruption on the planet, the best thing we can do is try and create peace in our own life, because it does have a positive ripple effect when you bring peace to a space. Not that you're responsible for it, but for creating peace for everybody else. But that sense of peace within you, can have that positive ripple effect. So uh, it's good for everybody. All right. Next energy I want you to look for in your bubble is anybody else's problems. So people love to dump their problems in other people's space because maybe they don't want to deal with their problems, or maybe you have an agreement to help them with their problems. So if you're the type of person where people tend to dump on you, I would say one thing is think about boundaries, but the other thing is just tune in right now. And if you are holding on to anybody else's problems, go ahead and send that down the grounding cord on the bubble. It'll show up as a texture or color. There's a difference between being a kind ear to listen to someone or something someone's going through. That's a little different than what I'm talking about, is when there is somebody who is just constantly dumping in your space. That's really the energy. So I'm not telling you to not listen to people if they're going through something. What I'm saying is if if you tend to be a dumping ground for people's problems, that's where you want to have the boundaries and make sure that you are clearing that energy out of your space so you don't start to match it. Okay, now look for the energy of demands. Those are demands that you put on yourself or other people put on you. Those demands might be pulling you out of your state of peace. So, whatever those demands are, whoever they're from, again, you may see people or you might see specific demands, or maybe you have a job that's very demanding. See if you can release the energy of work or demands out of your space in that bubble and send it down the grounding cord. Okay, we're going to look at two more energies. Fear. So look for the energy of fear, and that may sound strange, but if you're not used to sitting in a space of like peace, you've not had peace, For some people, if you're not used to being still and in that energy, it may be uncomfortable. So what happens when we're still and at peace is a lot of times our stuff comes up to look at, and that can be scary. So if you see or have resistance, or you go into a fear picture in the space when you think about cultivating this beautiful space for you to sit and go and be in peace, whatever that fear is, go ahead and release it. Okay, and we're going to look for one more energy, and that's the energy of control. I don't know what that'll look like for you, like with any of these energies in a color or texture. But what I mean by control is, are people trying to control you so that you can't find peace, so they can always find you, they don't have access to you, or um, they're just not comfortable with you, like maybe raising your vibration to be in peace. So look for any energy of control that shows up as a texture or color and send it down the grounding cord on the bubble. And I'm just going to give you just a quick moment here to sense in your own life any vibration, fear, worry, anything that I didn't mention that you can think of right now. It's like, wow, I know that this energy is keeping me from finding or cultivating peace in my life. Whatever that is, ask to be shown that in the bubble, and I'll give you a moment to look at it and send it down the grounding cord. Okay, good job. Again, there's probably a lot more that could be cleared, so you can go back and work this tool again. I want to clear this bubble even a little bit more deeply. So if you can create the visual of a sticky gold rose, the sticky gold rose kind of acts like a lint roller if you're trying to collect up lint off clothes. Imagine that you have this beautiful, like 6-inch long sticky gold rose, and you can run it through the inside of that bubble, and that any other energies that are remaining that are lower vibrational, that you want to clear up, that you haven't seen, imagine it sticks to that sticky gold rose on the inside of the bubble, and then run it around the outside of the bubble. And when you're done collecting up that any remaining energy, just move that rose to the side and visualize it blowing up. Okay. Now, this is a really fun part where you're going to get to create this space for yourself that feels like you could go anytime to sit in this vibration. So think about what color or plural colors make you feel at peace. Doesn't have to just be one, it can be many colors. And decide what those colors are. And you're going to fill that bubble up with these colors. In order to do that, you could create the visual of a golden sun above the bubble on your screen, add those colors into that sun, and then see that sun turn those colors, bring it in through the top of the bubble, and let that saturate the bubble all the way to the edges with those colors or singular color. Watch it fill that bubble in. And remember those colors because you're setting the energy right now at what you want your room for cultivating peace to be at. The next thing you're going to do is visualize in that bubble a really comfy gold chair. So you're looking at your bubble, visualize a chair in the center of that bubble. This is really the room you're creating. And then if you can, imagine that you can put yourself or you can be inside that bubble, sitting in that comfy chair with those beautiful colors around you. And this is your very own private room for peace. Go meditate here, just hang out in here, decompress in here, ground and release in here. And you could also decorate this room if you'd like. So maybe you don't want to just sit in those colors. Maybe you want to add some plants, some water like a fountain. You can decorate this space. This is yours to decorate. It's your private space. So nobody else gets to go in there, I guess, unless you want to let somebody in. But personally, I would keep my room to myself. So I want to give you a moment to sit in that space, see what it feels like, create that ambiance, so to speak, so that you know when you want to be back in this space with the snap of a finger, you can be back in that bubble and sitting there in there and decompressing and enjoying your peaceful space. So enjoy this room for a moment. Maybe breathe. Are you feeling more centered and grounded in here? Okay. Remember, you can go here. When we're done, you could always go back in here, but for the sake of time, I'm going to move us out of there. So, in order to be back in your space, imagine that you're just back, you're out of the bubble, you're back in the chair you're sitting in. And remember, the chair you're sitting in, you could just encompass yourself in that space. Like you don't have to necessarily create the bubble on your screen to go back and do this unless you want to clear it from some foreign energy. But you could sit wherever you want to sit. You could be at your office, in an office chair, or in your meditation chair or anywhere, and just visualize yourself in that bubble with all those beautiful colors and whatever the scenery is that you created for yourself. So if you don't want to clear this energy, you kind of want to hang out or take a look at it again, you can always move it up to the left or right, a few feet away from your body and go, okay, I know that's where my room for cultivating peace is. And I'm just going to go pop in there, or I'm just going to sit in that in present time. Or you could always just visualize popping the bubble because you can recreate that space for yourself anytime. So however you'd like to take care of that energy, where you just want to move it to the side, or if you decide you can pop it, remember, you're not destroying what you just created. You're just clearing it so it's not right in front of your face. So for me personally, just to let you know, if I want to be in a space like this, um, I just visualize myself in there because I've already built the energy around it. So I don't have to go through all the process unless, again, I want to clear it. Like, wow, some energy got in my space for peace. And I'm going to give it a little health check on my screen, clear out that energy, fill it back up with the vibrations and the color. And then just know that that is my private space. So kind of however you want to do that. All right, really well done. Now, I want you to go ahead and where you're sitting right now, I want you to create a golden sun above your head. And you're going to fill it up with some energies that you want to vibrate at for the month ahead. And this will kind of go along with the energies of peace. So, kind of the vibrations that you want to set your room for peace at. So, peace, sanctuary, into the sun. Watch these words float as words written in gold. Imagine that you're setting your room for peace and your body at these energies. So, peace, love, sanctuary, harmony. Um, Fill it full of anything else that you want to fill it full of. And again, your room for peace will be matching these energies as you fill this into your body. So, whatever energies you put into that sun, bring that sun in through the top of your head and saturate all your cells and organs. And when you're ready, you can take a couple of deep breaths and come out of trance. Thank you for joining.